Yo, good evening, essential oil lovers. It's Ryan from Frankincense back at you with another review of one of my favorite oils. I told you in one of my other videos that I was going to do all of the oils in the PSK for Young Living, and so I would like to present Peppermint tonight. This is one of the oils that I use quite often, and I imagine that you will as well if you're not already. So that oil is peppermint. So Young Living peppermint. I use this oil almost every day, and one of my favorite ways to use it is in the early morning. So when I get up and I need to get going for the day, I find that putting a little bit of this on my head, neck, and in my hands for using to breathe deeply will get me jump started for the day. So I don't know if you're like me, but sometimes you crawl out of bed if you're aiming to get up at 5 or earlier or something like that. I just feel like, oh my goodness, I don't know if I can do this. But I will often make it over to the oil, be able to get this into my hand, breathe it deeply in, put it on my forehead, put it on the back of my neck, and within a few minutes I'm feeling much more alive. I'm feeling stoked for the day. And so I actually just put some on my hands right now. It's getting close to 10 o'clock at night. The kids are in bed. I wanted to get this post off. And honestly, I just got a blast of energy from breathing that in. I can feel that all through my system. I put one little drop on there, rubbed that in, got a little friction going, generated some heat in that, and then breathed that in. It actually really gave me a boost just now. So I use that in the morning, not every morning, but often enough, maybe 4 or 5 times a week. I'll do that to get the day started right. The other way I like using this oil is when I'm feeling a little bit bloated or a little bit stomach pain, soreness. I'll use this oil in combination with another awesome oil in that kit, which is called Digest. I will use that on my stomach directly. Just put a little bit on my palm and rub that on my lower abdomen, wherever I'm feeling pain, and it will help. I find it helps most often when I'm dealing with some of those bloating issues. The Digest is also a big piece of that. But one of the things I like about this is that it provides this really cooling effect to the skin. So I feel that cooling, which is an aid in sort of that upsetness and that pain that you might be feeling. And I feel that it also smells a lot better than Digest. So Digest, I don't know if you're like me, if you've smelled that before, it's kind of gnarly. It's not my favorite, but it does work. And so I keep using it, and I keep telling myself, yeah, it doesn't smell too bad. But I'll cover that up with this peppermint oil, and that will definitely be a better environment. The other way that I use this oil is for headaches. I don't know if you guys have tried that before, but this peppermint oil works well for me if I'm about to get a headache. If I can feel one coming on, I'll put a couple drops on my temples, rub that in a little bit, put it on the back of my neck, just in the hairline there, and then I'll put some on the top of my forehead. And I find that doing that as a preemptive thing has really alleviated some possible headaches, and so I'll just do that as routinely as I feel it's needed, because I just really loathe getting headaches, and so when those start to come, I definitely reach for this first to see if I can combat that instead of reaching for the Tylenol, the Advil, or whatever to try and make those pains go away. So give those a try. I hope that you find that this oil is beneficial for you. There are so many more ways to use this oil. And I'll mention one. If you use the Vitality Peppermint, which is labeled for internal use, you can use that in conjunction with Digest for those upset stomachs that are out there. I do like it topically, but I also like putting it into a veggie capsule, and I'll use that with a couple drops of Digest, and I find that that is an awesome way to work against those bloating and stomach pains that I can get. If you have interest in learning more about this oil, there's tons of information online and through others. I I use Pinterest a lot for some handy tips on how to use Young Living's oils, but you'll find there's 50 plus uses easily out there for this very valuable oil. So that's it for tonight. I'll be back on here next week to review another one of these awesome oils from the premium starter kit, the PSK kit with Young Living. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I'll be back at you with frankincense. Captain Franks will be back to share some more hopefully helpful tips about these awesome oils. Peace.